I gotta say, if this guy actually ends up being cast as the new Batman, I'm gonna have high hopes. What's up, everybody? So, word around town is that this guy here, Brendan Sklenar, is who James Gunn is looking at to be the new Batman. Now, if that's actually the case, I'm down. I'm absolutely in favor of this. If you've watched 1923, which you can find on Paramount Plus right now, it's part of the whole Yellowstone universe that Taylor Sheridan put together. He plays one of the central characters, Spencer Dutton. And already in the series, he has that kind of brooding darkness, behind his eyes. It's kind of par for the course of the character that he plays. But then I remember not too long, I think maybe halfway into watching the last season, I read an article about him wanting to be Batman. Like it's a dream come true if he ever gets to play that role. And I think this will be the first time in a long time, at least for me, that probably since Christian Bale, that I'm really, really down for, this guy being Batman. If you think about, the course of the Batman movies, starting with the Michael Keaton ones, even at the time, when I heard, I was only a kid, but I knew Michael Keaton from Mr. Mom and Gung Ho, these comedies. So when I heard that he was being cast as Michael Keaton, I remember feeling like, what? It didn't make any sense to me. Now, in the end, I was proven wrong because he is just such an incredible Batman. Maybe not the best Bruce Wayne. I don't buy him as like this billionaire, playboy, eccentric. But when he puts on the cowl and the cape, it's like, okay, I totally buy you as Batman. And then as things progressed, Val Kilmer, I was just a huge fan of Val Kilmer to begin with. So I was really stoked that he was going to be the new one. George Clooney, we all know how that turned out. Although I do say he was not served by the direction of the movie. I think if it was a different set of circumstances, I think he would have been an absolutely great Bruce Wayne and Batman. But it is what it is. As time went on, and then I remember starting to hear rumors of the types of people that were going to be cast as Batman before Michael Keaton was, and one of those names is Alec Baldwin. And he definitely, I think, would have been an incredible choice. In the end, I don't really know why they went in the direction that they did, but I do, what if, right? Now, when Christian Bale was cast, I was hooked. At that point, I had seen American Psycho, I had seen Equilibrium, so I knew he was just going to do an absolute bang-up job. Ben Affleck is definitely the one casting that I kind of scratched my head. But then I remember there was this kind of fan-made trailer that went viral. I remember at the time it was Facebook where everyone was watching this clip. And it was a fan-made clip and people took clips of him, I believe from the movie Runner Runner with Justin Timberlake, and kind of like superimposed they kind of like edited it out in a certain way that made it look like a Batman movie. And that looked great. After that, I remember the hubbub online changing into a completely anti Ben Affleck tone to like, okay, this looks interesting. But this guy here, he has it. I can feel it from watching 1923. He had a bit role in It Ends With Us, with Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. But just him playing the role of Spencer Dutton, and if you haven't seen 1923, I highly recommend that you do. It's a great, almost mini series because it only lasts 2 seasons. And then you'll get a sense of the kind of screen presence he has that I think really matches the tone of what you think a Batman movie is. I don't know if it's going to be as dark as, Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson's Batman, but, it's James Gunn, so I'm expecting something a little bit more comic book-y, something a little lighter, and we'll see how that goes, All I can say is that I think it's a step in the right direction. Anyways, those are my thoughts on this. What about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, give me a follow, and I'll see you guys next time.